Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to yet another Pompey preview. Now this time the Blues do host Bristol Rovers at Fratton Park. The Blues will be looking to find a bit of form going into the last 4 games this season. Winless in 4. Can the Blues take a valuable 3 points off relegation threatened Bristol Rovers? Now we're going to have a look in depth at the Bristol side. Obviously Rovers have not enjoyed this season one bit. They currently find themselves bottom of the league. We'll talk about their in-depth games shortly though. But the current manager is Joey Barton. Now we've only faced him on occasions where, we've faced him and he's been a very, very good manager against us. He seems to know what he's doing. He's got his teams laid out well. However, I don't think that's happened at Bristol Rovers. It's not gone well for him. That's to say the least. People were thinking maybe he could have kept them up, but with the form they're in, it's looking very unlikely. They need to win every single game in the last 3 to stay up, by goals as well. Without a win against Pompey today, they will be relegated to League 2. I mean, I don't want to see them relegated, but Pompey need the 3 points as well. So I don't want to see them beat us. We'll look at their last 5 games then. 5 not easy games, but games they should have got some points from. They lost 2-1 away to Ipswich before beating Doncaster 2-1 at home. That's a big result. They then took another point off Northampton away in a relegation battle before losing 2 consecutive home games, 1-0 to Lincoln and 2-0 to MK Dons, meaning they've only accumulated 4 points out of a possible 15. Not the worst form in the league, but ultimately it has seen them at the wrong end of the table. Their fans would have been hopeful to see something good this season, mid-table at least, but it hasn't happened, and it hurts me to say that. They are bottom of the league, played 43 games this season, winning 10 of them, drawing 8 and losing 25. Now they've accumulated 38 points this season. It's not been good for them. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say this, but it hasn't been good. Their fans were hoping for more. It hasn't happened. And again, I am sorry to say this, but it's looking like a season in League 2 next year, if not more. And it has happened before where they've dropped out of League 1 and gone to League 2, even further to the National League under Darryl Clark. But I hope they bounce back. Their supporters are phenomenal. They always have been at Fratton Park. I don't know if there'll be any watching today, but they're phenomenal. They're phenomenal supporters. They're passionate. They travel in their numbers and they're very loud. Goodnight Irene is one of the best tunes from fans in England. But I would like to say that. But their away record then is 23rd in the league with 21 away games out of their 43 games. They've accumulated, they've got a worse away record than they have home. They have played 21 on the road, winning only 3, drawing 6 and losing 12. 15 points on the road from a possible 63. That's not good. They would have hoped for more. That means they've dropped 58 points away. No, ignore me. 48 points away they've dropped. That's not good. I mean, they're at bottom of the league for a reason. Pompey are facing back-to-back games against the team's bottom. Last week we faced Swindon on Tuesday. We did lose 3-1. This week we have the new team at the bottom of Bristol Rovers. I'm just hoping we can just claim something. We'll move on to their key players now, though. Well, I say I hope we claim something. We need to win. But I'm hoping this time we don't bottle it. But their key players, will pick up the iPad so I can actually see, are Luke Leahy, Zane Westbrook and Luke McCormick. Now 2 of those are central midfielders, the other one is a left-sided player. Luke Leahy plays left mid or left back for them, and then Zane Westbrook and Luke McCormick both operate in the central midfield role, with Luke McCormick being on loan from Chelsea as well, proving he is quite good. The 2 centre mids there are 22 and 24 years old, so they're very young. Could be a future for them if they can keep Luke McCormick at the club and keep players after relegation. They'll be hoping to. Their top scorer is Luke Leahy with 8 goals, 3 of which coming from the spot. Good record for him, but they would have been hoping for someone to bang the goals in. After losing Johnson Clark-Harris, who's now banging in 20-30 goals for Peterborough, they didn't replace him well enough, and to see your left back or left mid scoring your goals isn't great. And then the most assists have come from Zane Westbrook with 6 assists. Again, they're lacking a creative player that can get 15 assists a season and just create stuff for them. And then I've written here other notes. Now this is something I picked up on when looking through their team. I will go on to the actual stats in a minute. But they've played 3 different formations in the last 3 games. Joey Barton's lacking this consistency with Bristol Rovers. He's not really sure, I don't think. Most clubs you'll see will have a set way of playing. They may change it for the big games. But he's changed it twice. So he's gone formation there, changed it, and then changed it again in repetitive games. So the first one was against Northampton, which they did draw. He played a 4-3-1-2. Okay, that got them a point. He then decided to change to a 3-5-1-1 for some reason, which then got them a loss 1-0 at home to Lincoln, before changing to a 3-4-3 against MK Dons. So quite honestly, I'm not even sure what to expect from this game. I wish I could be sure. I wish I could say, well, they'll be playing this against us, and they will be known as a team that play this way, but I can't really see anything. We'll have a look, though, at their statistics now, which we always do have a look at, starting with the attacking ones. Now, their shots on target per match is 3.7, 17th in the league. Big chances created, 38, 18th in the league. Big chances missed is the 9th most in the league with 40, and their goals per game is under 1, it's 0.9, which is 23rd in the league. They're not liking scoring many goals, 23rd worst attack in the league in terms of the goal scoring per match on average. They're also not having the most amount of shots and missing quite a lot of their chances. Evidently, that's why they're down there. They're not down there because of not being able to get the chances. They're getting them, they're missing them, and they're not scoring enough goals. We'll look at their defensive stats now as we will fly through this. Their defensive stats, 20th in the league on goals conceded per match with an average of 1.6, meaning they do on average lose their games 1.6 to 0.9. The clean sheets is the 23rd least in the league with only 7. We'll have another look here. Saves per match is 2.7, which is the 9th rank in the league, so the 9th most. Clearances are 2nd in the league with 24.9, and their successful tackles per match is 21st in the league with 9.2. Their defence is having a lot to do. The successful tackles isn't very high, but their clearances is, so it proves that they're making a lot of tackles, but they're not being successful in them. They're not doing well with that. Their clearances are high because they're just trying to get rid of it. They don't want it to hit the goal, and their save to match is high as well, meaning the defence isn't covering the goalkeeper. Their other stats now in terms of possession and things like that. Their average possession is 48.2%, 17th in the league, and their possession won final third is the 4th most in the league, with 184 times they have won the possession in the final third. A big stat there, but it's not good enough really this season, is it? But before we talk about the head-to-head, before we talk about the predictions and the lineup predictions, we'll hear from that man again. We'll hear from Dad. We'll hear from Paul, and hear what he has to say ahead of this big game.
Right, thoughts ahead of tomorrow's game. Obviously, we've got to win. No question. We've got to get the 3 points. Bristol Rovers 9 points adrift to safety at the bottom of the league. Obviously, from our previous 4 games, that doesn't make any difference. We lost to Swindon, lost to MK Dons, drew with Crewe, and lost to Burton. So it's hardly prolific form. But if we got any outside chance of getting the playoffs, we got to win tomorrow. Hopefully, Lee Brown will come back into the side because Charlie Daniels is a complete joker. I don't know. He looks like he's on Bondi Beach, sipping cocktails because he's not playing football. So obviously there's not really much you can change about the side because of the injuries. But I'm going for a 2-1 win. I think it'll be tight. I don't think we'll be outstanding, but any win will do at this point in the season. Anyway, keep the faith. Play Up Pompey.
Now, thank you to Dad for sending that in. It always does help me that I get someone else's opinion, so it's not just me possibly speaking rubbish for a whole 10-minute video. But it's nice to hear from him. We'll put the head-to-head on screen now. 6 wins for Pompey, 3 wins for Bristol Rovers, with 2 draws coming in the fixture as well. One of Bristol Rovers' 3 wins coming earlier in the season when we did face them and lose 3-1, with another one of Marcus's shocking penalties. My lineup prediction will be on the screen somewhere, wherever I can fit it. I'm going to go for... Actually, we'll leave that. We'll talk about the other fixtures in League One before I predict, actually. And we'll talk about Blackpool in first. They host Shrewsbury. Charlton host Peterborough in a massive game there, hoping Peterborough can win that one. Rochdale travel to Crewe. Doncaster, they host Fleetwood. Northampton travel to Gillingham. Ipswich host Wimbledon. Lincoln, they host Hull. Hull needing 3 points to get promoted on the day. Swindon travel down to MK Dons. Plymouth, they travel to Oxford. Another big game for the U's there. Sunderland host Accrington, and Burton travel to Wigan. Some big things could go on. Hull could be promoted tomorrow with a win. We'll look at the league table as well now, though. So the league table as it stands for the day will be on screen as always. I do apologise if I've dipped out of the screen to have a look there. Hull and Peterborough in the promotion spaces. Hull with a 4-point gap. However, Peterborough have that game in hand. 83 points, 79 points respectively. Sunderland, Lincoln, Blackpool and Charlton make up the playoff picture as it stands. Charlton with their 6-0 win midweek propelling them up there. Oxford, Pompey and Gillingham make up the chasing pack. Gillingham not really ruled out, but still they are 4 points off of playoffs, having played 2 games more. Pompey a point off, having played 1 game more. If Pompey can win tomorrow and Peterborough can beat Charlton, it could be back on, but we need to win first. We'll move down the table then, because we'll look at the bottom. Bristol Rovers obviously are there. The bottom 4 then, Bristol Rovers, Swindon, Rochdale and Northampton. Rochdale have come under a bit of a revival in their last couple of games. They'll be hoping to continue that in their game today. Wigan, Wimbledon, Shrewsbury and Burton, the teams above that. Only realistically 3 of them could get relegated. That is Wigan, Wimbledon and Shrewsbury, but Shrewsbury do have games in hand there as well. But we will predict the game now. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Pompey home win. I think the Blues will just about have enough to do it. Don't forget to join me from 12:30 tomorrow. Kick-off is at 1 o'clock. It was an early one. I think Pompey is the only one kicking off that early as well. Pompey will be kicking off and finishing before any other games have started. I don't know why. But thank you for watching this video anyway. Can we get 10 likes? Please do subscribe if you're new. Tune in to me from 12:30 tomorrow. It doesn't matter what fan you are. Bristol Rovers, Pompey, League One football. Come and join us. Ask me some questions. Me and Dad will be live. Dad will be joining me by my side again. No more technical difficulties, luckily. In the comments, please do let me know your predictions, what you think is going to happen, and I'll see you on the live stream.